What is going on? It is your man. Does ASMR, and we have a tier ranking video, and this one I'm super excited for. It says top anime of all time tier list maker. So I just checked this list. This is my first time looking at it. This is a lot of anime. I have been watching Gachibacha, however you say it, and I've been trying to find other anime to watch. Nothing seems really good for me to click on and I'm interested in. So let's actually go through this list. The ones that I've watched I will rank, and the ones that I want to see, like I said, right here is this what we like to see, don't care to see it dropped. And let's see what we can get through on this list. You as well down below, let me know what your list is, if you agree or disagree with me. Which ones do you think that I should push above the list to put into higher priority? So let's go ahead and have some fun. First is Shield Hero. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I dropped Shield Hero, and I dropped Shield Hero just because I didn't really like the premise of it. It really based slow for me. It was boring. That's just me personally. My friend watched it and he tried to put me on, and shout out to JB. It was cool at first, but I just didn't like it, and I didn't get the appeal, if I'm being completely honest. Attack on Titan is definitely an S tier. The start and stop of it and the dragging on of it, I don't like at all. It makes me upset, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I do believe that Attack on Titan is an S tier series. It's one of those series that when you rewatch it back, everything that's happening leading up to the ending part makes a difference and it all matters. So I do believe that Attack on Titan is an S tier series. Date Alive, I like Date Alive personally. I'm gonna put Date Alive in B. And I put it in B just because Date Alive is not for everybody. Date Alive is a weird show, if I'm being completely honest with you. The premise is kind of weird. It's like a harem type of show. But I do like the powers and everything that goes on in that show. I put it in B. It could be technically a C, depending on who you're talking to. It could be maybe C, depending on who you're talking to. It could possibly be A. It's in B for me right now just because of the animation of the new series saved it. The animation makes it a lot better, but as well, it's only so much that you can get out of that show, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's one of those shows where you might be watching it, somebody might come into the room and you're like, yo, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like, and they get you watching something like some weird stuff. Or a weird part comes on, but Date Alive is a really good show. I think it's fun for what it is. The time I got reincarnated as a slime, I do think that is a B for me. Actually, we'll like to see. So I have read a little bit of it. I watched also a little bit of it, but I'm gonna give it a fair assessment and say I would like to see more just to be able to get a final thought process on it, if I'm being completely honest. I like it a lot though. Mushu Tensei, I want to see. I have not seen Mushu Tensei. That is one of the shows that I have on my list that I do want to watch, so I'm very excited for that. As well as Overlord. Overlord never got through maybe more than an episode or two of Overlord, but Overlord is a show that I definitely want to watch. Fire Force, I'm gonna put Fire Force in A, and I'm gonna put Fire Force in there just because my ability it's not Fire Force's fault, but I started and stopped Fire Force a lot, so that's not on Fire Force for that happened. That's more of a me thing, if I'm being completely honest. But Fire Force is great. I just put Fire Force in A just because Attack on Titan, literally from start to end, is perfection. It just really is. So Fire Force, I do feel like there has certain moments. So Psycho Pass as well. Psycho Pass to me is definitely an A. It's one of those shows that makes you think. It's definitely very, very in depth. So if you're not a person that cares about a show that's in depth or willing to let it pace for itself and go along for the ride, I don't think Psycho Pass is for you. But I do think Psycho Pass is it's definitely out of that realm of your normal everyday show that you watch. It's something just to chill. It's a little bit of a more adult show, and it's very interesting. So I do think Psycho Pass is an A. I wouldn't be mad if somebody put it in B, but I do personally think that Psycho Pass should be an A, Adult Swim. And I'm not against Food Wars, don't get me wrong. If I was caught up on all the animes that I wanted to see, and then I stumbled across it, now I'm watching Food Wars, cool. But knowing me, Food Wars might be one of my favorite if I give it a chance. I'm not against it. I just don't care to see it at this current point in time, if I'm being completely honest with you. That's just all that is. Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is a B. Goblin Slayer, very repetitive, but Goblin Slayer is amazing. I think it's very good. It's not for everybody though. I'm just gonna be honest with that. Goblin Slayer can be a little, iffy if I'm being completely honest with you. Assassination Classroom. Not Assassination Classroom of the Elite. Classroom of the Elite is a really good show. You gotta really be patient with this show and really be negotiate. You gotta really be interested because it can pace slowly. That show can slow down. There's a lot of thinking involved with that, and I don't think that that's for everybody. Even myself, I love shows that also take its time and it builds upon itself from episode to episode, and it carries on. But even my patience wear thin a little bit with Classroom of the Elite, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's at times where it made me feel like it's an A. It's at maybe times where I feel like it was an S. But I feel like B is a fair assessment for Classroom of the Elite at the current point in time for me, just because it has my patience wear thin at sometimes. Then I'm like, okay, where are we getting to with this? I don't even know what that is, so I'm gonna put don't care to see. If you know what this is, let me know. Give me a thought process about that, but I don't know what that is. I as well don't know what that is as well. Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins, for what it is a B. Only just because of the animation. I really could possibly, if I'm being honest, you could put it in C. And this is not the shit on Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins got me through a lot of times. I love Seven Deadly Sins. I remember watching Seven Deadly Sins and eating orange slices. It's just so random, but when Seven Deadly Sins came out, the whole entire season came out, and you could watch the entire season and binge watching. I used to do that with my friends, and as well as by myself, and it was amazing. I just remember being let down when Meliodas' body got taken over, and he fought Escanor, and it was a very underwhelming fight. And in the manga, it wasn't like that. And I feel like the new the new spin-off show with their kids and everything like that, my boy told me to watch that, so that must be interesting. But Seven Deadly Sins has the ability to get up to an A or a B, but I think that putting it in a C is fair. I'm not gonna misjudge Seven Deadly Sins though. A lot of people call it Seven Deadly Frames. Not gonna do that. But I do think for what it is, Seven Deadly Sins is a safe, enjoyable show. If I'm being completely honest, it can get up to a B. But do I agree to think that it's competitive and as good as these shows? To me personally, not. So I'm gonna put it in C. The Case Study, I've never seen that, so I'm not gonna disjudge that. Undefeated, I've not seen that. Vinland Saga, I would like to see. I've only read Vinland Saga, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think I've maybe seen a few clips of Vinland Saga anime online on YouTube and stuff, but I've only read Vinland Saga. So I would say I would like to see it, just because the manga and anime for certain shows are a lot different and they pace different. So I would love to see it in action. Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is a B. We're gonna put Dr. Stone in B. I like Dr. Stone for what it was. I enjoyed some episodes of Dr. Stone. Let's actually put it in. Would like to see, which would like to see more. I've not finished but I've enjoyed a lot of episodes of Dr. Stone. I do like Dr. Stone. I thought it was very interesting, so I can give Dr. Stone that. My hero. I'm going to put my hero. If we're going off, should I go off anime or should I go off manga? Because manga wise, it's definitely an A. Just what happened at the end, I don't think it could deserve an S, but I do think that it is an A. I'll put My Hero in A for what it was in the build up of My Hero. I'm not the biggest My Hero fan anymore, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you that My Hero didn't have outside of this one, but the other ones I'm kind of trying to get fair assessments to. Akame got killed. If I'm being completely biased, I do think Akame got killed is an A. I would say it is an S, but just the way that the show paced, I can't give it an S. But I do think that Akame got killed is an A. It's one of those unpredictable shows that you don't know what's going on, and it's definitely worth a ride. Like I've said many of times, my channel name Takame is based off Akame. That show was amazing to me. I love it a lot. It's one of my favorite shows. So I do think that that show deserves an A. It's one of those shows that you could get through very easy. Only like 13, 14 episodes, if that, if I'm being completely honest, maybe 15 at the most. But a very easy show that you could just binge and get through, and you're gonna love what you're watching. Definitely highs and lows, more, lows than highs, if I'm being completely honest with you. But a very great, fantastic show. Straight to the point. Sword Art Online, I'm gonna give Sword Art Online on is a C. Everybody knows why SAO is a C. First season amazing. After that, it kind of falls off a cliff. So that's just what it is about that. But for the time when it first came out, it's an originator. Like, he's a guy, like one of the five, like just amazing. Fate Stay Night. Fate Stay Night is definitely an A. That's with Saber and everything like that. Okay, Fate Stay Night is definitely an A. Very just lengthy show, but if you are an enjoyer of the Fate series, outside of Apollo or Astavlo, or if you're an enjoyer of that, you will enjoy this. I know that show gets memed to death just because Astavlo is there and people do weird stuff, and I've seen some weird, crazy stuff along with that character. But Fate Stay Night is definitely an A, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but when it was amazing. It was a really good show. Severance End. That is on my list to watch. I've never seen that. Gurren Lagann. Fire. Gurren Lagann is fire. I remember watching Gurren Lagann. I don't even remember how I stumbled across Gurren Lagann. But when I watched it, I was very much amazed with Gurren Lagann. I liked it a lot. I'm like, this show is crazy to even have it on this, like how did I even stumble across it? It was very, it was dope. So I like Gurren Lagann a lot. Steins Gate as well as, I put Steins Gate in A. I'm a sucker for science type of stuff. I think Steins Gate is really good. Can Steins Gate get to a B or kind of be, kind of a little slow? Yes, very much, if I'm being completely honest. But I do think Steins Gate is interesting. That's just me personally. I like stuff like that. This is the movie, The Resurrection. I'm trying to see if we have it on any more of Code Geass. Is it on here at all? Let me see. So I don't see any other Code Geass. So we'll put Code Geass. Code Geass is definitely an A for me. Some down parts, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I love Code Geass. It's super enjoyable. Death March. I don't know. Fairy Tail getting the hate and everything. I just don't know. Fairy Tail's okay. I just don't. The hate is just kind of whatever. I would like to see this. I've only read How to Summon a Demon Lord. I've read it. Very, very, very strange manga. Just because there's a lot of fan service in that. So I would love to see how it actually paces in anime form. But it's an okay manga. I've got 2 or 3 volumes of it. I stopped because I'm just like, okay, where's this going? And it just really just seemed like just a weird idea of it, if I'm being completely honest. Re:Zero, A for sure. I think Re:Zero and Konosuba are the best isekais in my eyes. Best 2. Roka, I've never seen that. Guilty Crown, no, never seen that. Would be interested in. Recreators, I put that there too. These are all ones that I'm open to. If I haven't not seen them, I'm gonna put them here because I'm not remember seeing her, but I don't think I've ever. Can't see that one. I don't know what that one is either. Black Clover. Black Clover is a B, and I said Black Clover is a B just because for me, at this point, I've went through so much freaking shonen in my life that it just takes me back. If I'm being honest, it doesn't really give me that fix anymore. Black Clover at its highs, and some of the episodes are really amazing, but I don't like the shonen aspect of it anymore. For me personally, I'm just shonen out, so it can definitely get up to an A for me, but I'm just gonna put it in the B. Demon Slayer, I'm gonna put it in the A. I don't think it's an S, and I just say it's S because I think a show needs to be incredible for it to be an S. I do think that Attack on Titan is just incredible, if I'm being honest. And I'm just thinking for the whole body of work for the show. Just the whole body of work is what I'm thinking. I'm not just thinking certain parts. That's why I'm just like, the Butterfly Mansion part, not good. Just doesn't need to be there if I'm being completely honest with you. No Game, No Life. See, No Game, No Life for what it is, and everything else like that is cool. But No Game, No Life is definitely weird. The concept and everything that goes on in that show is odd. I enjoyed the show, I watched it, but I'm like, yo, this is odd, and there's a reason why I didn't get a season 2. Very, very strange show. Like the dynamic between a brother and sister is just weird as hell to me, if I'm being completely honest. Konosuba, I'm biased. Konosuba's going in A. Like I said, I believe ReZero and Konosuba. Actually, I'll put Konosuba in B. I think ReZero is better than Konosuba. I do think Konosuba at its highs is amazing and funny. The first season and a half to 2 was funny. The rest of it kind of is repetitive and kind of just My girlfriend loves to watch Konosuba with me though, so we love Konosuba, but I'm gonna be fair and put Konosuba in a B. I don't think it deserves to be up here, if I'm being completely honest with you, but hey, Konosuba's not bad. Not really aware of that show. Now, these are shows that I've stumbled across these on Crunchyroll, but I'm trying to be fair here. Put those there. Grace of God. There's a lot of these shows, like, it's too many of a carbon copy and they're too similar, so I just don't go through and watch them, if I'm being honest. If these shows that you see right here, if not these ones up here, these ones we'll definitely get to, but if it's any of these and you know what these are and you think that I should watch them and they're a decent amount, let me know. But some of these shows, I just feel like they have the same. Cautious Hero, hilarious. I'll give Cautious Hero a B. I enjoyed that show very, very much. I thought it was really good. It was okay, actually. I might give it a C if I'm being completely honest with you. It was good though. It definitely was good. I don't know if I'll give it a B though. I'll put it in C. So a lot of these shows, man, like, yeah, certain shows I'm just like, these are like very, very like very super niche shows, if I'm being completely honest with you. Yeah, like, we're getting too far off the rocker here. Okay, we got one. Devil's a part-timer. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care to see it. And I only say I don't care to see it, The Devil's a Part-Timer, because the first 2 episodes, usually there's a lot of shows or mangas sometimes, and I try to stay away from these as much now. They have a lot of like demonic imagery or demonic like plot inside of them. And The Devil is a Part-Timer, the first episode was like, I forgot, like 20-30 minutes, something crazy. It wasn't a normal episode amount, and it was just literally them just like banging you over the head with this premise of like the devil, this, that, and the third, and it's just uneasy for me. I don't want to hear that for 30-40 minutes, and then you transition the show to the devil being in an isekai or getting trapped very okay series. And his brother's Masashi Kishimoto. Right here. That's it. This is his brother. So the creator of Naruto. Is it? But I'm just not a fan, if I'm being completely honest with. I didn't like the representation of it. It's just too much demonic stuff. I'm not a fan, if I'm being honest. Like, I want to enjoy a show for what it is, but nah, bro, it's just too much. I'm gonna be fair and put High School DxD in a B. The premise of the show and the funniness of it is actually really good, but there's just too much, nudity and everything going on. That is a show that you must watch by yourself, or you have to have some cool people around you. Like, I remember watching that show for the first time, and I'm in my room watching it, and I'm like, hold up. I'm like, my mom came in, like, what you doing? Like, are you hungry? Anything like that? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I'm good. I had to turn my setup to transition it to the back of the wall so nobody could see my screen if they ever came in and saw me watching it. It's one of those shows that is just, it can get a little crazy, if I'm being honest with you. But you just gotta be careful with that. It's a run pick up girls in a dungeon. From when I watched it, it was a C to me, if I'm being completely honest with you. I didn't think it was bad, but it was a cool show at the time. I just needed something to watch. I think I was watching so many different Netflix shows that it was okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep putting these up here. I'll let you know. We're gonna skip past these, and we're just gonna go to the ones that are actually ones that I can review and be honest about. So next, let's go to World Trigger. World Trigger is something I would love to see. I've not enough of World Trigger to be honest about it. Ruby is another one that I would love to see. I used to think it was red, white, blue, yellow, but it's Ruby. Quintessential quintuplets. Maybe I would like to see that as well. I have the manga, but I just don't see it from what it is. And if I'm gonna be honest here, I think Kill la Kill is an A. And I say Kill la Kill is an A just because the pacing of it, the story of it. If you can get your mind out of the gutter from them having these clothes that have fibers that are real, that they're half naked. If you can get out of that, then the show is really good. I remember watching Akame ga Kill and Kill la Kill back to back, and I'm like, these are two fire shows, man, two fire ass shows. But yeah, Kill la Kill is definitely a good show. I can vouch for that. 86 is definitely on the list with a bar, but yeah, 86 is definitely on the list. JJK, I'm gonna give JJK a fair assessment. I'm gonna put JJK in B. JJK has a lot of highlights and it is amazing. Okotsu is my Yuta Okotsu is my favorite character. The culling games and everything like that is very good. But if I already know coming to the manga, if I can't keep up because there's too much of rah blah 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 stuff going on, it confuses me. I know the anime is gonna do the same thing as well. But JJK is a very good show. Very good show. Mob Psycho is a killer of a show, if I'm being honest with you. Mob Psycho doesn't get enough credit. It's really good. I don't think people talk about Mob Psycho enough. I think it's just like, it's cool. People love the edits of it, but it's just not. I would like to see more of One Piece. I can't really fairly judge One Piece. I don't want to misjudge it, but I need to. I've been saying that for a long time. I never know when the time is going to be ready for me to jump into One Piece, but I know I'm watching this up. The dub is trash, bro. The dub is trash. Full Metal will be a fair, and we'll put Full Metal in a B, not Brotherhood, but Full Metal for what it is. I think it's very good. Manga wise, I think manga is as show. says Evangelion. Evangelion's not what you think it is. That shit is depressing as fuck. But maybe I could be wrong if I'm being honest, but we'll see. I don't know how to feel about it. Naruto is gonna go in A, and I know a lot of people are like, what the heck, Naruto in A? Naruto, I'm thinking full body of work. That's why Attack on Titan is only up there. Naruto, some parts, man, like the very beginning of Naruto was amazing. Shippuden, so much filler. So I guess this is just the actuality of Naruto. We could give Naruto an A, but it gets a little confusing if I'm being completely honest with you. It gets a little hard. Maybe my mind might change at the end, but I do personally believe that not Attack on Titan, but Death Note is an S. And I know a lot of people are like Death Note being an S. I just think Death Note for what it is, from the beginning to the end, I don't think that it could have been any better than what it was. Death Note is one of those shows that you could pick up and just watch. Between the mystery, everything that's going on, I know there's a lot of side stuff out there of like Yagami not doing the best that he possibly could, him slipping up and doing yada yada yada. But I do think for what it is great. I can't recall any episodes being trash, if I'm being honest. I like it for what it was. Okay, let's go. Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is definitely an A. Greed Island, fire, bruh. So it's definitely got its highs. Kurapika, getting his revenge, Phantom Troop is a lot. I'm just going based off, it's just a lot of moments where we get cut to a lot of parts where we don't need to be cut to, if I'm being honest with you. JoJo is an A. It doesn't say what part, but it's just JoJo in its entirety. I think JoJo is definitely an A. If you can get past everything that's going on, JoJo is fire. There's a lot of dud parts and stuff like that in like part 3 and whatever else, but I definitely I think JoJo is definitely an A. Berserk, would like to see more of Berserk. I'm personally still waiting. I have the manga. I've read the manga, most of it. Fire. If this was a manga ranking series, Berserk would be an S tier, let alone by itself. Best drawn manga ever. But the anime, for what it is, there's so many studios out there. We need a studio to touch Berserk to be able to make it the best that it possibly can be. I don't know if a studio will ever do that because it's a lot of work, as well as the dark fantasy of it. But I'm not buying it, bro. If I'm being honest, I don't like the current version that it has of the show. Not a fan. Darling in the Franxx, a B show. B for sure. Let's see. This is the Face Day Night I was talking about. So we'll go ahead. This is the one I like a lot. Well, I think this is the movie. We'll go ahead and drop this to a B. I like this one a lot. So Dragon Ball Z. Now we're gonna put Dragon Ball Z in an A. It can't go in S. And I know people are thinking, what the why can't it go in S? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of slow moments, if I'm being completely honest with you. I do believe Dragon Ball Z can be an S, if I'm being completely honest with you. We got the Cell arc. We got the Frieza. Android. You know what? We'll go ahead and we'll put it in the S. I just so many different episodes. I'm only saying I'm kind of going back and forth. I don't know if I want to put it in S, if I'm being completely honest. I'm only going back and forth, and that's just because there's a lot of in between episodes where nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. I know a lot of people are thinking okay, the parts of the androids, Cell, Frieza. I know a lot of people are on that. But also go back and watch it in complete order. Is the pacing actually good? There's a lot of in between episodes. I'm trying to tell y'all, there's a lot of in between episodes that were okay, this is dragging on for so long, and the fights and stuff are amazing. But a fight going on for 8 episodes, I just don't know how I feel about it. I'm trying to be fair here. Parasite for what it was. I think Parasite is definitely an A. I like it a lot. I enjoyed Parasite. High Rise Invasion. Wow, this being on here is kind of nuts. I'll give High Rise Invasion a B. I liked High Rise Invasion. I'm surprised that it didn't continue. I feel like we need to get more of High Rise Invasion. The manga I'll probably have to get. And that Blue Exorcist a B. For the time that I watched it, definitely was a B. Can't go no wrong with that. If I'm being honest, Pokemon. A lot of dull moments. If am I being honest here? Pokemon is low-key an A. I'm just trying to be fair here. We may come back and revisit that and move it back down. Bleach is definitely an A. It's not an S. The Mount arc is a lot of filler and everything like that, which just doesn't get the job done. Promise Neverland is a C. Gintama. I would like to see more of Gintama before I go ahead and give my final analysis on Gintama. I would like to see more of Violet Evergarden as well. Haiku. I'm gonna put Haiku in C. It just didn't do it that much for me. Maybe I'll actually backtrack and put it in. I would like to see more of Haiku if I'm being completely honest with you. I watched a little bit of it, but maybe I just need to see more. Ranking of Kings. Psyche K. Psyche K is a C for me. Not bad. It's kind of just a vibe show. Hellsing is a B for me. I like Hellsing a lot. This is a show that I was currently going to watch, but I stopped watching it. Future Diaries, Fruit Basket, Spy Family. If I'm being completely honest with Spy Family, we'll put Spy Family in a C for me. Do I think that it has a lot of potential and I could probably go back and finish it? Yeah. But yeah. And then that was the other one that I was talking about right there. So these other ones right here, I have yet to. These also we're gonna go in with like to see. We just didn't put them in here to save some time, but let's go through this list and look again. Attack on Titan and Death Note SS. I feel like those are perfectly fine where they are. Fire Force, Psycho-Pass, My Hero, and Akame Got Killed. Fine where they are. Gurren Lagann, yes. Steins Gate. Code Geass, we're gonna keep that there. ReZero, Demon Slayer, Kill la Kill, Mob Psycho, Naruto. Like I said, I would love to put Naruto farther up. Because I think Shippuden is great, but I do think that the original Naruto is way better than Shippuden, if I'm being honest. Shippuden had its highlights. Shippuden was where all the power scaling and everything went. I feel like I could possibly put it, but we're just going through the entirety of the show. As a longer a show goes on, the harder it is for it to be great. The highs of the show are amazing, don't get me wrong. There's just so much fucking filler, and you have to account for the filler, because some of the filler in Naruto is a part of the main story. So that's the only thing about that. Dragon Ball, like I said, it hurts me to keep Dragon Ball in A. I want to move Dragon Ball up, but Dragon Ball literally, if you go through and you watch between the parts of the show, there's a lot of freaking pacing where like you're like, bro, what is going on? So I'm just trying to be fair here. Data Live, Goblin Slayer, Classroom of the Elite. These are fine where they are, if I'm being completely honest. Darling in the Bronx. Maybe I'll drop it to a C if I'm being completely honest with you. Still a little kind of shaky about that if I'm being completely honest. I liked it. I thought it was okay. But do I see this potential being that high? High Rise Invasion. I liked it a lot because the premise of it. I could be biased here, and maybe High Rise Invasion could also move down. But I think it's okay where it is. These being here are just fine to me. Spy Family. The hype and everything that Spy Family got, I can't go against it, but it's kind of okay. These I don't care to see. If I'm being completely honest, I'll move this away. I'll be honest about these shows. I'll just put these two here. I'll put these here. But yeah, Devil's a part-timer. I don't care to see it. You can throw that away. Food Wars. We're gonna move Food Wars away. I'm not gonna do Food Wars like that. So actually, I'll put this here and just say I dropped those three. Those three weren't it for me. Let's see if we're missing anything here. Oh wow! Almost forgot Claymore. Oh shoot! I've talked about Claymore on this channel a lot. Claymore. I want to get the box set and read. I stopped reading it. The show and the anime and everything like that. Okay. It kind of has some resemblance and similarities to Berserk, but just just want to get the box set to actually read it. So I firmly like love Claymore. If I could, I would rank Claymore S or A. If I'm being completely honest with you. Let's see if I'm not missing anymore. Yes, so that's fine right there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it here. Let me know what y'all think about this list. Do y'all agree, disagree with me? Like I said, I'm kind of in the spurt of the moment, so a lot of these can be moved around. But I was trying to think as entire body of work. Attack on Titan, long, yes, but longer. But the body of work is amazing. Death Note, the body of work is amazing, shorter. And I just think for what it is, where stop was good. Any further it would have went, it probably would have been shaken. These are like multiple seasons, so it's hard for a show to be great. It's just how it is, if I'm being completely honest with you. And this list could be rearranged in any type of way. I know it could be moved around, so this is my current point in time. Maybe in the future we'll revisit this and see how I feel after I checked a couple more of these off. And maybe after I revisited some of these other shows. But it's been your man to comment. ASMR, and thank y'all all for getting to the end of this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Be sure to hype this video if you possibly can. Drop a like so I know that you want to see more of this, and I'm so appreciative of all of you. Thank you all, and I will see y'all in the next video.